It's time for the 2022 USA Archery Indoor National Final here from the Kentucky International Convention Center in Louisville, Kentucky, as our stage is set for the finals match after an elimination round earlier today. It's time for the Recurve Men. And coming to the stage, you can see right there in that Hoyt shirt is the number 2 qualifier, Brady Ellison, followed by the number 1 qualifier, Trenton Cowles, who is a Texas A&M student. I'm Greg White, sitting next to Steve Anderson as we bring you this recurve action. Steve, this one promises to be good. It's our second match of the day today, and the last one that we're going to have our number 1 and number 2 qualifiers coming into this round square off.
Yeah, we've got a couple of excellent shooters here. Trenton Cowles, who was the youth Olympic champion. I want to say that was like 2019 maybe, thereabouts. Yep. Against the legend of the game, the guy who's won just about everything, Brady Ellison.
So congratulations to Steve Anderson. He was only a year off. 2018 Youth Olympic gold medal winner.
Yeah. I watched that event. He shot really well.
He certainly did.
Here we go, Trenton opening up. Now, for those of you wondering, this indoor round is contested from about 20 yards, 18 meters. This target face, the 10 ring, which you just saw Trenton land one inside the 10 ring. The 10 ring is 4 centimeters, maybe about the size of a silver dollar or thereabouts. And these guys are shooting a set system. What that means, they're going to shoot ends of 3 arrows, and whoever wins the end would get 2 set points. If they tie the end, they each split those, and they each get 1 point. First person to 6 points is your winner. If they end up tied at 5-5, then they then go to a 1-arrow shoot-off to determine the overall champion. So a pair of 10s for each of these guys. Brady putting that one in low. All the arrow has to do is touch that 10 ring. Even if it's outside looking in, if it's touching that black line, we score it as a 10.
Bit long of a hold.
Yep. And it did drop out the bottom. It's close, but it does look like it's just low. Let the judge make the official call, of course.
And there is a good arrow from Yosemite Sam.
Yep, Brady's going to take that set, it looks like.
So as you talk about the resume of Brady Ellison, I mean, what can you really say? I mean, the guy's incredibly decorated. He's the most current, obviously, top shooter, gold medal Olympian.
It's hard to even start listing it, but yeah.
Or bronze medal Olympian, yeah.
Three-time medalist at the Olympics. He's got 2 team silvers, 1 individual bronze. He's an outdoor world champion. He's a many-time world field champion. World record holder, first man to shoot, or still current world record holder at 7:02. Shot a 900 Vegas with a recurve, which is completely unfathomable and maybe untouchable. And Trenton Cowles is hanging with him. Started with 10-10-10 to split that set. We'll go 1 point apiece.
So if you're familiar actually with the Vegas face target, what's interesting is if you look at the traditional target, the 10 ring for recurve is the same size as the 10 ring on the Vegas target.
Yeah, if you're an archer who shot Vegas, this is basically shooting a Vegas 10. It's the exact same thing.
Archers on an elevated platform, as Steve mentioned, 20 yards from where there's the line underneath, between their legs that they stand on in downrange. Trenton
didn't like that one, yeah.
You can see.
Pulled it to the right, a little bit low.
Let's talk about how difficult it is if you're, with recurve. I think a lot of it has to do with timing and getting to what we call the clicker.
Right.
It's where the arrow is, and if your timing's off, it can really throw your rhythm off, can it?
Yeah, and you'll notice we get some shots of these guys. There's just a little spring steel piece of metal that will move at the point of his arrow. You can see it perfectly on Trenton's bow right here. If you look at the point of his arrow, that spring steel just moves out the way at the last second. It's basically a draw length check indicator, so it lets them know that they have drawn the arrow the same distance every time that clicks, right? Their arrows are cut the same length. So when they draw it through that clicker, they are at full draw, and that's the point where they would then fire the arrow. just going to help him be a little more consistent with, the up and down. You'd get deviation if you drew the bow shorter or further. But yeah, when they're struggling to get through that click, it's pretty apparent, and the shot breaks down quickly.
Sure does. So
Trenton's
Cowles
opened this one up.
Yeah, he's opened it up, and again, it's set point system. So really, for Brady Ellison, that 9 doesn't really make a difference, as he's going to go up 3-1. Although he'll take a look at it and see what happened.
Yep.
And yeah, I could see him move the binos to have a look over at his competitor's target too.
Make sure that one. Yep. So yeah, Brady will take that set, move 3-1. So we're at a point now here in the third set where we aren't going to be able to decide a winner, but Trenton is definitely not going to want to give up 2 more points and put it at 5-1. Got to stay close, especially with a guy like Brady. We are talking about his accolades, and the list is long. It reminds me of that Tiger Woods introduction where they just keep going and going and going. And Phil Mickelson probably says, okay,
Yeah.
If you wanted to start talking about, you introduce some of these archers, and you'd say, Arizona Cup champion, Gator Cup champion. I mean, Brady has hundreds of those titles.
Yeah,
and
it's unreal.
Yeah, you'd be here a long time talking about everything he's won in this game.
And for Trenton Cowles, he's 19 years old. He's at A&M, as I mentioned. He's a manufacturing and mechanical engineering student. And Steve, interesting life for him. He gave me the breakdown, like on his Wednesdays class. He's in class from 8:30 to 5:30. Yeah, little 9 there. But for Cowles, he likes to go right afterwards. But they have coaches there at A&M that really work with the students to try to help them figure out what their schedule is going to be, so they do have plenty of time to shoot archery.
Ooh, that's uncharacteristic for Brady. That's an 8 low.
So that 9 didn't hurt Cowles. Not at the moment. Can also give you a little boost of confidence.
Yeah, sometimes when you're up there, there's a good 10 for him, good comeback. Sometimes when you're up there and you start to feel like you're struggling, and if the other guy's shooting really well, you're like, man, I'm on an island here. If they start struggling with you, you get some common ground, Excellent recovery from Brady. That one's going to score 10. It is touching that line. As I mentioned, it can be outside looking in, just has to touch, and it scores the maximum value. But yeah, sometimes you find that common ground. It can settle you down a little bit. There's a little bit of bounce from Trenton.
Got it though.
Got it.
Sometimes that English pays off.
Yep. And I at that angle, we can see really well what his arrow's looking like as he's drawing it through the clicker, and you see it going forward and backward. Okay. It's a good 10 there from Brady, but Trenton's going to take that set, make it 3-3.
Steve, you were a student athlete, and when you were in college, and what's interesting to me about Texas A&M and talking to Trenton Cowles about his schedule, they actually do have archery classes that are available. They're like 1 credit hour, but the coaches and the university do that so students who do have a certain packed schedule are able to at least get some shooting time in through the curriculum schedule.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. They get an hour a day to go and earn a credit. I don't remember how many of those you get to get. We call them
they get 3 a semester if they
kinesiology activity credits. So
yeah,
we were, depending on your major, you're allowed a certain number of those throughout your collegiate career, but it's a good way to take advantage of it.
Steve, when we're talking as a group in archery, we often talk about that archery, along with a lot of other like stick and ball sports, are in a battle with esports, with video games, to grab kids' attention. What's interesting is that at 10 years old, Cowles was actually playing Wii Sports archery, and thought to himself, "I want to do it." Yeah. Quite a story.
Decent looking shot. Yep, shows up.
All right, so we're tied at 3-3, Steve. So tell us how the different scenarios that can play out in terms of score.
Well, we're not going to get a winner here. There's a low 9 from Brady, just a little bit uncharacteristic for him. That one arrow hit high, and then his next arrow immediately was that 8 low, and now he's kind of, I don't know if he's stuck in between trying to figure out what's going on here, trying to get zeroed in or what, but there's another 10 from Trenton, so he's got command of this set. Yeah, one of these guys, could move 5-3. At that point, it's a must win. It's a 9 from Brady.
Oh.
Yeah, this is, you know, we sound a little bit shocked here because we're just so used to seeing Brady just wear out that 10 ring. And, you know, he's opening the door for Trenton here. Trenton's got to step through it. You rarely get an opportunity like this against Brady. You can see he's feeling that one.
100%. He knows what's at stake.
Yeah. Didn't love it.
Ooh, that was a close one.
It's at least 9. That's all that mattered there. So Trenton's going to take this set 5-3. So what this means now is Brady cannot tie the next one. He has to win the set. So that can get interesting because it's up to Trenton to allow him to win the set. If Trenton shoots a perfect 30, he wins no matter what. Never a great position to be in where you're kind of hopeful. You're hoping on the other guy. Mm-hmm. You always want to have it be up to you.
As we wait confirmation, just on score, obviously we know that Trenton Cowles was able to win the set, so he's going to go up 5-3. It's the men's recurve final for the 2022 USA Archery Indoor National Final here at the Kentucky International Convention Center in Louisville, Kentucky. On a weekend full of archery for USA Archery, this will be it for the indoor, as we're 2 weeks away from heading to our first USAT event at Arizona Cup, an event, Steve, which I heard Rod Menzer talk on the Easton Archery podcast that it's full and there's 100 people on the waiting list trying to get into that tournament because USA Archery's reach has grown so big and the competition's so good. It's incredible to hear.
Yeah, I thought I hadn't signed up for it. I went and I didn't see my name on the list, and turned out I had auto-filled accidentally. Good arrow from Brady, starts with a 10. I'd accidentally auto-filled my last name is Y for some reason. So there was a Steve Y registered. I went back through my emails and got that sorted out. But yeah, I am in, so that's nice.
It's funny you say that because the other day I started double checking.
You know that I'm from Trenton.
Yeah, good one. Double checking to make sure that I'm in at least for the first 2.
It's easy to forget. There's a lot of demand on a lot of things right now, and archery is definitely one of them. Good arrow from Brady. So he's got to put some pressure on Trenton here, and he's doing it thus far.
10 can guarantee victory, no matter what Brady does.
Not quite yet. We're 2 arrows short for Trenton.
Oh, that's right. He's got 1 arrow in.
Didn't look good.
Sorry.
Yeah, kind of.
Commentator's
see him
curse.
Pull away at that one. So Brady put this in, tie it at 5-5, and we go to a 1 arrow shoot off.
So not used to seeing Brady Ellison shoot first because he's behind, you know.
Yeah, excellent there.
All
excellent
right.
shot for Brady. So we're
going 5-5.
Yep, we're going. This is going to end up at 5-5, which means we're going to have a 1 arrow shoot off. Now, they're each going to shoot 1 arrow at the middle target. They will go back to the original order. I believe Brady shot second.
Correct.
Because Trenton had the choice as the number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
So Trenton will shoot first, Brady will shoot second, and whoever's arrow is closest to dead center, that little tiny X in the middle, will be our winner.
So our first shoot-off of this 2022 USA Archery Indoor National Final coming up.
So these guys shot a qualification round of 120 arrows. This is their 3rd match of the day, and it all comes down to 1 arrow. 1 arrow to decide the winner. And the winner, $8,000. $8,000 from USA Archery to the winner, $4,000 for 2nd place, $2,000 for 3rd place. You combine that with manufacturer contingency money. So, some of these bow manufacturers, such as Hoyt that you see on Brady's shirt there, they're going to give these guys a little prize money boost as well if they're using their equipment and make the podium. So whoever wins this is probably going to be well over $10,000 they're going home with. Nice little bit of change for a couple of weekends' work.
And this was an invitation tournament from the standpoint of the idea was to invite the top 8 nationally that shot over 13 different tournaments around the country at different times. But of course, with these days with electronic scoring, we kind of knew immediately who was in what position. And they invited the top 8, and if everybody agreed to come, they could. If not, then they went down to 9th and so on until we had a full slate of archers. But to be the number 1 archer, Trenton Cowles, and now in this position, can you take down the juggernaut?
Yeah, this is a tough ask, and he just came off, some of his worst shots. So now you've got to kind of reset and go, all right, I just need to make one good one. That's it. And forget the ones that just came out, because he made plenty of good shots this round, too, just to get himself in this position. Let's see what we got here from Trenton. A little bit long on this hold.
Oh.
Really good arrow, though. That's tough to beat.
It is tough to beat. So closest to the center wins this one. Brady Ellison trying to get closest to the center and wrap this up.
You just see how smooth Brady is through the clicker, though.
Oh, and it looks like Cowles is going to do
not
it.
There, yeah. Trenton's going to take this one.
So the 19-year-old from Los Angeles, California, shooting for Texas A&M in his sophomore year, is going to take the big W.
They're going to measure this.
Oh, yeah. Here come the calipers. They're out. For us, there's no question.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to make the call here, make it official.
There it is. $8,000 to a smiling Trenton Cowles. Not bad. From 10 years old on Wii Sports Archery to beating Brady Ellison in the finals of the 2022 USA Archery Indoor National Final. As Steve mentioned, $8,000 and a really cool glass trophy for Trenton Cowles. So our first shoot-off of the day for the big prize as we await the arrival of our winner, as Brady Ellison will walk out. Dude, come on. Trenton, you knew this was coming. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Big win for you. Tell us, man, that you were setting the stage. You had to set the bar, and when it hit, did you think that was enough to win?
I was confident in my shot. I went through my process, and I just executed it, and I was extremely happy with the result with there. It went off exactly where I wanted it to. My shot felt perfect, and it was enough.
Yeah, Trenton, you had a really good start the first few ends, and you wavered a little bit, kind of let Brady back into it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, I was shaking up there. My pin was like going from 8 to 8, and I had this entire indoor season, my pin's been kept in the goal, so I was just like, I got to trust my shot, shoot my shot. Some of them missed the lines, but in the end, I went back to my process and just kept executing the one shot I know how to do.
So did you think when you were playing Wii Sports at 10 years old that you'd be on this stage in 2022 Indoor National Final winner?
That's not where my mind is, but when I put my heart to something and I dedicate all my time to it, that's where I look to see myself.
Well, another tip of the cap to you, and of course to your Texas A&M teammates who made this all. Yeah, exactly. Congratulations, man. Great run for you.
Thank you.